Dear students, today I will discuss about the periodic winds or the seasonal winds. Actually, periodic means this is not that throughout the year we can see that blowing of these winds, but according to the season or changes with the changes of the season we can see this kind of winds. So here today's topic of discussion see periodic winds, and the periodic winds basically three main type I have written: land breeze, sea breeze and monsoon wind. The monsoon wind also it having two different types, that summer monsoon and winter monsoon. Summer monsoon means in the summertime which wind or the monsoonal wind used to blow in India, and another is winter monsoon at the time of winter season. Okay, so first I will discuss about the land breeze. What is land breeze and what is sea breeze? Okay, so see here students, this one I have also drawn these land bridge and sea bridge here day and night according to sea bridge this one and land bridge this one. So both this point I will discuss here. Okay, so first understand clearly. Here we all know why this different types of wind actually that form due to the differential heating of land and water. So what is differential heating? We know that land always absorbs and reflects the heat very fast or faster than the water bodies, and water bodies always absorb and reflects the heat slowly. Okay, so here students, this effect we will see here in this land bridge and sea bridge. At the daytime, by the sun radiation wind that over that land masses and the water bodies, that it will become hot. But if we will compare between land and water, obviously that land will become, or it will also faster will absorb heat compared to that water bodies. So when the land will have more temperature, so the low pressure will form here. Okay, and then the surrounding areas air it will be lightweighted, and then it will rise up. This is I have written here hot air or the warm air. So here we also know that the movement of the wind always will be from that high pressure to that low pressure zone. So high pressure means cold area to that hot area, as the land is also having low pressure or hotter than these water bodies, because water body gradually also absorbing the heat. So from over these water bodies a cold air it will blow towards the land. Okay, so this wind it can also decrease the temperature of the land area, and this wind is known as the sea breeze as it is coming over the water bodies. Okay, so here the daytime we are seeing this one, this is the sea breeze. And I also should inform or tell you that this sea bridge and land bridge we can see for small area, not for large area. So here this sea bridge at the daytime from that water bodies towards the land is used to blow. But at the same place at night what actually happens? At night we can see that as the land is having the capacity to reflect the heat faster than the water bodies, so after reflecting the heat the land will become colder than that water bodies, because that time water bodies gradually reflecting the heat, okay, or releasing the heat. So whenever see here over that water bodies that the hot air it is rising up at the night time, but from that land as it's become colder than the water bodies, from the land the cold air it will blow towards the water bodies, as the that also the wind used to blow from high pressure to low pressure or cold area to hot area. So from the land to that water bodies. Okay, so see the arrows. Now it will be clear to you that how the wind is blowing. So from that land areas to that water bodies, as it is coming over land, so it is known as the land breeze. It is known as the land bridge. Okay, here this daytime we are getting to see sea bridge, at the night time we are seeing that land bridge. And now students, I will tell about monsoon wind. That monsoon wind, it is just that same of land bridge and sea bridge, but for large area. In broader sense, we can see or we can tell that the monsoon wind just these also like that sea bridge and land bridge, and it is just according to that the differential heating of land and water. Now I will explain about the monsoon winds. Now students, I will talk about monsoonal winds or monsoon winds. So from where the term monsoon has come? The term monsoon has come from an Arabic word or an Arabic word mausim, which actually means reversal or changes of season. So students, remember that because in the exam it used to ask reversal or changes of seasons. So we can say where in that area, which region is having different seasons, that area's climate it will be their monsoonal or the monsoon wind we can see. So here that what kind of that winds this is and how this wind influenced Indian climate we will get to know here. This monsoon wind, basically two types, summer monsoon and winter monsoon. I just have explained the wind always blow high pressure to low pressure. So in that rotation and revolution chapter, I have explained about the solstice. Hope you have remembered that on 21st June that summer solstice is there, summer solstice there, and 22nd December winter solstice there. Hope you have remembered this one. Now what is the relation between this solstice and the monsoon? Now you have to understand clearly. Say this is earth and this is equator, 0 degree. As 0 degree dividing the earth into two equal halves, or the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay, and parallelly this equator there are number of that imaginary lines which also it means extending towards north and towards south parallel to that equator. These are known as parallels or the latitudes. So some imaginary, these also main important latitudes I am drawing here. Here 23 degree 30 minute North Tropic of Cancer, 66 degree 30 minute Arctic that zone, and 90 degree North Pole. Then here at the southern hemisphere 23 degree 30 minute South Tropic of Capricorn, and here 66 degree 30 minutes South, this is Antarctic zone, and 90 degree South, this is South Pole. Okay, now what's happening? As we know that sun is having apparent movement and the earth is continuously that rotating on its axis. How the earth is rotating? From west to east. West to east. It's rotating continuously, and due to that all the parts of the world is not getting that same amount of radiation throughout the year. That a particular time of the year is getting direct rays at the northern hemisphere as well as in the southern hemisphere. So see here, on 21st June, due to apparent movement of the sun, when sun will directly race over Tropic of Cancer, that due to that the northern hemisphere will get more amount of sun radiation, it will have more amount of heat, and temperature will be high. Due to that, the northern hemisphere will have low pressure, means the summer season will form in the northern hemisphere, but as the sun is far from southern hemisphere, so the southern hemisphere will have high pressure with that winter season. Always remember, solstice time, wherever there is summer in the northern hemisphere, there will be winter in the southern hemisphere. So due to that's what's happening, that the wind always blow, we know that high pressure zone to that low pressure zone, high pressure to low pressure zone. So the high pressure winds, it will move to that low pressure zone area, as well as that whatever water bodies present in these areas will have less temperature compared to that land area, because the differential heating also there. So from the water bodies and from the southern hemisphere, the wind will blow towards northern hemisphere by the attraction of low pressure. And how it will blow? As it is also crossing that equator, this is equator, when it is crossing that equator, then by that influence of Coriolis force, it always will deflect at the right hand side in that northern hemisphere. So this is the right hand side, so it will deflect towards that on that also right hand side. Okay, now how it is entering to India, we will get to know here. Now students, understand properly, after crossing the equator, when these high pressure winds is come over these basically water bodies, it absorb moisture and it enters India and Indian subcontinent from the southwest part. According to their direction, it's known as southwest monsoon. Okay, its first strike at Western Ghat at the western coast of India, and then its shed rain, basically shaded rain in that part of Kerala. This is Kerala, 1st June. After that, gradually 5th June, 10th June, 15th June, and on that all over India it received rain by this southwest monsoon. As southwest, basically the India is having tapering shape at the southern part. Due to this southwest monsoon branch divide into two part. One is Arabian Sea branch over Arabian Sea, another is Bay of Bengal branch over that Bay of Bengal. And then this Bay of Bengal branch is strike at Myanmar and it divert to that Meghalaya. Here Garo, Khasi and Jayanti hills present. This Garo, Khasi and Jayanti is forced to shed the rain here, and heavy rainfall zone we can see in Monsoon at Monsoon. Okay, so here students, whatever that the southwest monsoon, it received the moisture over this Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, it shedded rain here. That's why the heavy rainfall zone it formed at Monsoon, Meghalaya. Then gradually it basically moves toward that western part, and as the Himalaya mountains there, due to that the southwest monsoon can't move outside of India, it this Himalaya mountain forced to shed the rain in the Gangetic plain area, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, these area we can see that the rain received by the southwest monsoon by Bay of Bengal branch. Then whenever it is reaching to that Rajasthan, till then it become dry and it does not shed any rain. Due to that high temperature is there, it can't saturate and no rainfall is there. Okay, and one more thing is there, when the Arabian Sea branch it reached to Rajasthan, thus as the Aravalli hills parallel to this southwest monsoon, so it also does not shed any rain in Rajasthan. That's why in Rajasthan the desert it form here. Okay, so here students, we have understood that the summer and that rainy season how it's occurring due to that southwest monsoon, and our also summer it is wet summer, because in the summer season we receive rain. Okay, we receive rain. So here students, we have learned the first rain received by Kerala, and that heavy rain, the Monsoon, is the heaviest rainfall zone of the world. Hope you have understood that how summer monsoon it is entering to India, and what it is also doing in this country, and how it is shedding rain in different places of India. Okay, now we will get to know about the winter monsoon. So we have done this summer monsoon. Now we will get to know that winter monsoon. So we have just understood during that summer time the northern hemisphere will have low pressure and southern hemisphere will have high pressure. By that, the attraction of the low pressure, the winds from southern hemisphere, it moves to India and then it enters, how you have seen. Now we will discuss that on 22nd December what actually happening, that is the winter solstice time. But before that, one more date is there. The which date is coming in between that? 23rd September. 23rd September, you just recall, this is the time of autumnal equinox. Due to that apparent movement of the sun, that on 23rd September, sun is directly hitting over this equator. directly hitting over this equator. So all that also world will have same amount of, it will receive same amount of heat. Even that it can also receive that over that equator, the vertical rays as it is there. So definitely it will have more heat or more temperature compared to the other area. But on this equinox day, 23rd September, we can see that the duration of day and night, it will be 12 hours, or 12 hours day and 12 hours night. So equal duration. That's why it is known as equinox. Okay. So after that, it gradually moves towards that southern hemisphere. Gradually moves towards southern hemisphere. So on which date we see that here on 22nd December, the sun directly rays over Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn directly rays over Tropic of Capricorn. Due to that direct rays of the sun in the southern hemisphere over Tropic of Capricorn, obviously the day duration will be higher than the northern hemisphere, and the temperature will be higher than the northern hemisphere. Due to that, in the southern hemisphere we will have low pressure with the summer season will form here. And just opposite, in the northern hemisphere there will be high pressure, and with that winter season will be there. So it will also be effective here, the law or the norms for the directions or the movement of the wind. So the high pressure winds, it will move towards the low pressure area, and then what's happening, actually the high pressure from the northern hemisphere, it attracted by that low pressure of the southern hemisphere, and then that what actually happens when the southern hemisphere areas having more temperature, low pressure forming, gradually we can see that all the land masses of the northern hemisphere will have that high pressures, means less temperature, and due to this high pressure, the cold wind, it will be attracted towards low pressure. So from that northern hemisphere, even from Central Asia, Russia, over that the cold air, it will enter to India, and then it will move towards the southern hemisphere. Now I am showing through the map. Okay. Now students, we will get to know about the winter monsoon. Winter monsoon, it also follow the same direction that it enters that southwest monsoon, how it enters to that India, and it flow that first of all southwest part to northeast it flow. But when it will retreat or it will return from India, the direction it will be same by the influence of Coriolis force. So from that northeast to southwest. Okay. So here how it's happening, that already I have said that due to that attraction of the low pressure in the southern hemisphere, the high pressure winds or the high pressure which form over that all that central part of Asia, from there the heavy wind, it will enter to India from the northeast part, because there is Himalaya mountain, and the northern side it's preventing to enter the cold wind into India. So from that northeast part, it's entering to India, and then by the influence of Coriolis force, it's moving towards southwest. Okay. So first, whenever it is coming over Bay of Bengal, it is receiving moisture and then striking at that eastern Ghat at the eastern coast and shedding rain at Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Here students, remember, Tamil Nadu coast receive more rainfall by the northeast in compared to the southwest. Then it's also moving or blowing over this Kerala. So the first rain, whatever I have said before, received by Kerala, and you can see the last rain also received by Kerala by the southwest monsoon. Here, so by northeast monsoon, which places receiving rainfall? That Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. But maximum rainfall received by Chennai at Tamil Nadu. One more thing is there, students, that during this winter season, when there will be high pressure over these land masses, low pressure wind or the warm wind, it basically come from Mediterranean Sea towards that India by the influence of westerly wind, and then it's from a front here. And then also due to that we can see here a temperate cyclone forming in. So students, hope you have understood how this periodic winds it basically influence any of the area's temperature, rainfall, and how it also basically influence the weather and climate of any of the area, any of the region. And never forget land bridge and sea bridge for small area, and monsoon winds, that is broader sense of that land bridge and sea bridge, but for large area, for a country or for a continent. So we will get to know more information in the next video. Till then, thank you so much.